Hey guys, welcome back! As mentioned at the end of last episode, today I have one goal, and that is to fix an old farm of mine that was unfortunately broken by a recent update. And actually, I really don't know that I've ever even shown you guys this farm, so let's go take a look. Welcome to my Shulker farm, and oh man, this thing was so fast. I've maybe AFK'd here for like 3 hours total and have got hundreds of Shulker boxes from it. It is very, very powerful. Or well, I guess it was very, very powerful. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, a recent update has meant that this farm is now quite slow, and apparently it will eventually just break over time as well, which isn't exactly ideal. And that is why today we are going to be fixing this farm. Or rather, we're hopefully going to be breaking this farm down and building ourselves a new one. And I say hopefully because in order to actually build the farm here, I will need a shulker to actually kickstart the farm, and there's a chance I could take one of the shulkers that is still in this farm, but there is actually still a shulker right over there in this end city, so I think it might actually be easier for us to go and grab that one. So let's down some invisibility and see if we can get that shulker into a safe holding cell. There we go, perfect. And with that shulker safely stowed, I guess, let's tear this whole thing down and build ourselves a brand new farm. Now, I think there is a small chance that I could have retrofitted the old farm into this one, since some of the layout is pretty similar, but honestly, it was much easier to just tear it all down and start from scratch, following the tutorial by the archivists. And I'll put a link to the tutorial in the description in case you also want to build this, because it was a fantastic tutorial, and let's just watch this thing work. I mean, look how fast this is. I'm playing this at normal speed, and there are so many new shulkers just coming in all the time. They get duped, make their way up the platforms, end up in the boat, entity cram, and bam! Shulker shells just absolutely pouring down. And beyond just being fast, which as far as I can tell it really is, it's also a great easy to follow tutorial, and it's also very cheap to build. I mean, sure, you couldn't build it day one, but you also probably won't get to the end on day one, so that doesn't really pose too much of a problem. The farm is almost entirely scaffolding and slabs, so as long as you have some bamboo, string, and a bunch of blocks, you could definitely make this farm. And the drop rates. Man, the drop rates. I haven't actually gone to look yet, but apparently this farm tends to get around 700 shells per hour and over 1,000 with the player AFKing. Now, I've been stood here for only a little while, maybe 20 minutes or so since putting the shulker in place, so I am very intrigued to see how many shells we have. It does admittedly take a little bit of time to initially build up. You obviously need to get a bunch of shulkers in place up top before entity cramming will hit, so it definitely won't be the full rate of the farm, but I still think this should be pretty good. So let's leave our little AFK spot and hope we don't get hit by any bullets, and oh yeah, that will most definitely do. Honestly, even if that was the full rate of the farm, I'd still be very happy with this, and it should ultimately give us even more, so I am absolutely over the moon. I really hope this farm continues to work for a long time to come, because as easy as this was to actually build, I really don't love working with shulkers, so it would be very nice to be able to just leave this and not need to redo it anytime soon. Or maybe I'll just AFK here for an hour or two and get all of the shulker shells I will need for the foreseeable future, because I think that's actually pretty much what I did last time I built this farm, and I didn't even notice that it was broken for absolutely ages. So clearly, that's a pretty viable strategy. But with our newly restored shulker farm in place, I think I'm going to leave this episode here. And I am very excited about our next episode, because we are going to be updating to 1.21.4, which means we get to go exploring. The main thing I want to do is obviously find a pale garden, but who knows what else we'll find along the way. We haven't found any armadillos or the new dog variants or anything like that yet, so maybe we'll be able to pick up some of those as well. But until then, thank you guys for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!